Buddy. Unknown, how's it going, man? How you doing? Long time no see. Like Spectral, how's it going, man? Team Shadow, how's it going? It was great in the moment, Unknown. It was great in the moment, as with most things, I think. Wow, this is a dog shit word. Fuck. Okay. I'm not gonna get it. This is so... Dude, I've like run out of... You want the word? No, I'm not. It's... No, it's all good. I'd rather fail. Romero, how's it going, man? Long time no see in stream, obviously. We talked like 12 hours ago. Well, if it isn't Chris, how's it going, you son of a bitch? I don't, yeah, I know I was the one who was away, I'm sorry. 7 months, Jesus, Rem. Thanks, buddy. 7 months. That would have been June, I guess, basically. Thank you, dude. First ever member. Holidays was good, Chris, right up until 2 days ago when I got so sick. Like, I just spent the whole day in bed. It was so bad. And then, yeah, we're back up normal. Okay. You gotta play Level Devil. Can you send me the link? I'll try it, yeah. T W O A Kami, how's it going? I just finished all the VODs. Manuel, thanks for popping by, man. Appreciate you. Alright, glad to have you on stream. Plague, how's it going, man? I changed my parent profile. Wait, really? Is that a thing, Unknown? What the fuck? I'm so curious how that's the case, because I thought memberships were like a flat dollar value. I don't know if it's like a conversion difference or what the fuck. Kami, how's it going, man? How you doing? Quantum, how's it going? Fuck, I know this is not the word. I don't. What is it? Abbott. Ugh, cringe. Get me out of here. Cringe. Yeah, amounts are different currencies? Really? That's so interesting. Okay, I wouldn't have expected that. Okay, what is this fucking game? Okay. I'll play it after connections. Hold on. Thanks for Mao. I'll play it after connections. Stationary envelope. And like Indians are known to make any business very Indian friendly. Zaza, how's it going, man? How you doing? I had no idea, none. I did not know that was a thing. That's so weird. dusky. Static, stationary, constant, still. About to eat a steak and cheese sandwich on a pretzel with butter. Okay, just describe to me his whole breakfast bit by bit. Love it. I'm good, Zaza. I'm good. I'm feeling okay now. I'm feeling okay. Still a little tired because, like, after you get sick, your body still doesn't, like, I don't have that quite panaz that I normally do or whatever, but, like, a little bit. Sandwich with coffee is not weird at all, dude. If it's in the morning, I'm having everything with coffee, okay? You give me a fucking apple with coffee, I don't give a shit, okay? I need my coffee in the morning. Gear. Okay, tube, gear, Kami. I don't want to hear anything from you. You play Sudoku? No. Pushkar, how's it going, man? I don't know how to play Sudoku. Oh, you just use your cantrip heal magic user? I wish, bro. Gear, tube, spring, ratchet. Okay, spring, tube, ratchet. Paul. I don't know what Paul is. Paul. I know, Pushkar. That's crazy, man. 6 months. Yeah, because Romero just used a 7-month badge, and Romero is the first ever. Where the fuck would it be Noodle, Romero? What would Noodle be? Shit, if I was actually fucking Noodle. Yeah, Pushkar, because it's been 7 months for Romero, and Romero is my first ever member, so, or is my first ever member. So, yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Time flies. Flies when you're having fun. Envelope, tube, Perrier. You want a hint? Tobe, box, envelope. What is Tobe? Oh, tube, box, envelope. Tube, box, envelope. Spring. Fuck me. Oh my god. Mailer. What is... Okay, Romero, I'm gonna trust you. What is this fucking thing that you're gonna make me play? I'm gonna trust you. Pushkar, thanks, buddy. 6 months. Good shit. What the fuck do you mean? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how long we're gonna play this, but... Got you, little fucker. Get fucking rolled. Oh, you thought you had me. You thought you fucking had me, didn't you? You bitch. Okay, I didn't expect the fucking hole would move. I thought it would be a new hole. Okay. Aw, thanks, Zaza. Fucking love you too, buddy. Fucking love you too. Love all of you guys, man. Thank you guys so much. Ah! Oh my god. No, god. I can't. Oh, there it is. Okay. Use faster music? Okay, yeah, this is true. Heppa's crazy, man. Dude, these guys are such dickheads. Oh! I ain't goated like that, bro. Oh, first try. Get fucking rolled, buddy. Okay, how many of these do you want me to do? Because, like, we're gonna be here forever. Should have been there for when I did it, yeah, but... Oh my god! Move, jumps early. So it wants me to jump down that. Yeah, okay, I figured it wanted me to jump down that way. Yeah. Ah! Oh, that's it. Easy work, no problem. The fuck do? What am I supposed to do here? I can't jump, so that can't be it. Oh no! Come on! Bro, you're making... Wait, y'all are gonna make me play all of this? Alright, this is gonna be the whole stream then, fuck it, alright. Oh, get rolled, buddy! Get rolled! I got those god gamer reflexes! Oh my god, I got so lucky. Stupid! Oh, I'm so jittery. I'm so jittery. What do you mean? Oh, 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 oh. What? What? What do you mean? What am I supposed to do? Oh. I jumped! It just, the game registered because it let me jump in air, so I did it first. I think it was this one. No, that's not. This is the game issue, bro. I hit it. Oh, wait. Was there something supposed to be there? Or did I just get super lucky? Eh? Eh? Mine. Okay. Okay. No, 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 we're not skipping. What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? I don't know why I thought that one would be different. I don't know why I did. In hindsight, it seems really stupid, but like in the moment, I was like, no, this one's gonna be like a power up or something. Gotcha, bitch. Alright, how about this? We keep playing until y'all let me... And inverted controls, lovely. Are they all inverted now? They're all inverted. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid and small. Why did it not? Oh, there you go. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh. What? Oh, it's not inverted anymore. Oh my god. It inverts your inversion. Oh my god. Okay, not inverted. Ah! I knew it was gonna, I knew it was gonna do the other side one. I knew it. What do you mean? Don't say I'm doing the same things you did, and then I suck. The two don't. What are we talking about? Okay, no problem. Oh, I need to. Oh, I need to get. Okay, I need to get up there a lot quicker. Okay, easy. I just need to know what the gimmick is, and then I can... It edged me. What do you mean? That's crazy. Oh. Oh, okay. Fucker, dude. Oh my god, that's so mean. Every time. Am I that predictable? What are we talking about? Dog shit. Okay. Come on. Fucker. Whew. I thought I was gonna just breeze through this one because I caught the gimmick at the start. I was like, oh, I'm kind of sick like that, and then. Yeah, no, Quantum. I'll put this up as a video later. This is fine. Oh my god. Why didn't it move again? Dr. Z, how's it going? Yeah, Zaza will be there. Okay, we're like halfway through. That's not that in like 20 minutes. I don't think that's that bad, is it? What is these? Patched up. Patched up. You haven't finished it yet? Yep. Oh, let's go. We were playing a language game before stream, it was fun. Good. A. That's kind of a shitty move, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna move, right? Ah! You see what I mean? Like, I know it's gonna happen, I just... Okay, so you're not supposed to do what I did, because I kind of clutched up at the start. It's not letting me. Okay. Well, let's finish up this level. I mean, like this block of levels or whatever, and then we'll do the rest later. Remember, this is a piece of shit game. I want you to know that. Okay, I never. This is fucking dog shit. I don't even want to play this. This sucks. Yay! Let's go. Let's go, baby. Okay. Call it there. Okay, scale. Someone remember? We'll go from scale later, okay? Let's go. Okay. I think that was like 20 minutes or so. That wasn't that bad. I feel like I did kind of okay. I feel like it took me like 1 or 2 tries to get any kind of gimmicks or whatever on a level, but like I feel like that was decent. I don't know. I don't know if that was good or bad. I did way better than Zaza? Well, you know what? Low bar. Get fucked, Zaza. No, I'm sorry. You said something so nice earlier. I don't know why I have to do that again. Alright, we're 126. We're starting. Finding Prey. Not pretty. Most fun COI chapters now? Oh, cool. Really quickly. No, sorry, Zaza. We love you here. Sorry, buddy. Come on. It was a joke. Alright. Lumin quickly scanned Madam Magician's message, committing the essential points to memory. It was evident that the first and third solution to the Mosuri ghost dilemma were jokes. The only viable option was the second, using Fallen Mercury to swap his fate of encountering the ghost. In all honesty, Lumin hadn't considered stabbing himself with Fallen Mercury proactively to change his destiny. Only when he was cornered by the ghost, teetering on the edge of death, did this strategy surface to his mind. Time was of the essence, and Lumin had to act fast. He'd only managed to exchange his fate of being attacked by the ghost, not completely avoiding one. He'd narrowly escaped the first crisis, but still lingered on death's edge. Given the choice, Lumin would have still opted to exchange the fate of being attacked by the ghost instead of just encountering one. The attack had already occurred, and he couldn't be sure it would cease with a mere fate swap. He needed the most reliable plan to save himself. In simpler terms, what if the ghost killed him and realized it had never met him and targeted the wrong person? I need to find someone to trade the fate stored in Fallen Mercury for a better one. Then I'll prepare thoroughly. When I'm ready, I will stab myself to complete the exchange. I will seal the ghost's encounter inside Fallen Mercury. Lumin combined his experience with Madam Magician's advice and quickly devised a new plan to escape his predicament. When the time came, Fallen Mercury, also known as the Cursed Blade, would cause whoever was stabbed to suffer the fate of their entire family dying, including themselves. It should just be you, Kami. I don't see any drop frames. The drawback was the time it would take for the effect to occur. Lumion drew fallen Mercury from his blade, eyeing the blade wrapped in black cloth. He felt the Beyonder weapon's potential more acutely than ever. He seriously contemplated finding experts to repair fallen Mercury, otherwise that enchanted dirk would only last until the year's end. Maybe Mr. K's gathering could provide the resources he needed. My suspicion was right. Madam Magician's intention was for me to meet Asta Truel, to use him to attend Mr. K's gathering and join the secret organization behind. Mr. K has to be of the Aurora Order, and then, so she wants someone in the Aurora Order. Or someone, at least, who can get close to it. Lumion donned a wide-brimmed hat and black shirt resembling formal attire before leaving his room. As a hunter, he needed to search for his prey. Upon exiting Auberge de Codor, Lumion spotted Charlie sitting on the 3-story staircase leading to the street. Pale-faced, he gazed at the sky with a lit cigarette in his hand. "What's wrong?" Lumion asked. Charlie didn't look back and just inhaled his cigarette and sighed. "I feel like I've lost my soul. It's gone." He wore a white shirt, red vest, and a black jacket draped over his left arm, a hotel uniform. "Did you sleep with that older woman?" Lumion grinned and got to the point. "Please, call her Madame. She's only in her 50s, Charlie said. He took another drag. "Did you know she gave me a diamond necklace worth at least 1,500 Vril d'Or? Couldn't resist. It was so dazzling and seductive that she went straight to my heart." Lumion corrected. Charlie smiled sheepishly. "Madame Alice is captivating too. It's quite a feat to maintain her elegance at her age. She mentioned that she'll stay in Trier for 6 months and can offer me 500 Vril d'Or a month." As he spoke, Charlie's voice grew somber. "Why can she only stay for 6 months? Lumion patted Charlie's shoulder and said, "Take care of yourself." Charlie's eyelids twitched. "There's a need for moderation. Madame Alice is so enthusiastic. I was so exhausted last night that I didn't even have that beautiful dream." "Oh, that's why he's... I get... I was so confused what was happening. Oh, I see." Lumion chuckled. "You openly mentioned getting a diamond necklace worth 1,500 Vril d'Or. In Rue Anarchy, that's enough wealth to make people go mad. Aren't you afraid I'll steal it?" Charlie laughed. "Aren't you afraid I'll steal it?" Charlie began to laugh. "I had to share it with someone or I'd feel awful. I've noticed you don't exactly seem short on money. You're quite generous. You wouldn't commit a crime for a mere 1,000 or 2,000 Vril d'Or, would you?" Lumion grinned. "Is there a chance I'm pretending not to lack money to lure someone like you into lowering your guard?" Charlie's expression froze. Lumion changed the subject while asking casually, "Is there anyone you despise so much that you truly think they deserve to die?" Charlie snuffed out his cigarette and, puzzled, asked, "Why do you ask?" He intended to pocket the extinguished cigarette but decided against it, just tossing it aside. A nearby vagrant darted over, grabbing the warm cigarette and taking a few drags. Without waiting for Lumion's response, Charlie continued, "The person I despise the most is our head attendant. You've no idea how detestable he is. I've never thought of wanting him dead, but I just wish I could hood his face and beat him up one day. I don't think many people truly deserve to die. One is Baron Brignace, the Market District's Savoy mob boss. He colluded with loan sharks, driving many to bankruptcy. A friend of mine jumped off a building in desperation, But what did that accomplish? His son vanished mysteriously, and his daughter was forced into Salle de Balbrise. I assume that's a brothel, I guess? Although she's supposed to only sing in reality. Okay, yep. That's right. If he had the courage to kill himself, why didn't he think of a way to kill the Baron and the others?" Lumion nodded slightly. Charlie staring at Lumion. "Your thoughts seem a bit extreme." He added, "The second person deserving death is Margot, leader of the Poison Spur mob. He manipulates people into swindling women new to Trier. After bleeding them dry, he forces them into prostitution. That's how Miss Ethan's in room 8 on the 4th floor ended up in the motel. Most of the money she earns is taken by Margot. She's tried to escape several times, but is beaten within an inch of her life before she can even leave the street. Market District has quite a few mobs, huh? Sounds like you sympathize a lot with Miss Ethans, Lumion asked. Charlie puffed out his chest. True in-test gentlemen emphasize with ladies in tragic situations and offer help when appropriate. Do you know where Margot lives? Lumion asked. I don't know. Charlie shook his head. But he frequents the motels in the evening, getting money from Miss Ethans. If you hear a woman crying and cursing, and that's Margot and her thugs. And his thugs. Lumion nodded. Who else do you think deserves to die? Charlie pondered for a moment, replying with a contorted expression. Monet, that islander. He swindled me at a 10-world door. Can you imagine? I'd been unemployed for quite some time and hadn't found a new job. That was my last bit of savings. I nearly starved to death. Where does he live? Lumion asked. He was staying at the motel initially, but after he scammed me, he moved out. I don't know where he went. I was waiting for him to hook me up with a job. Once he calmed down, Charlie eyed Lumion quizzically. Why is your hair different? There were strands of varying lengths, gold mingling with black. Zaza, as soon as you give me a better one, I will change it, okay? Until then, here we are. Don't you think it's rather stylish? Lumion asked. Charlie chortled, his expression dubious. After a few moments, Charlie glanced at the street and waved his hand. I've got to head to the hotel. I'll see you tonight. Lumion stayed put on the stone steps outside the hotel, waving at Charlie's retreating figure. That afternoon, Lumion took a public carriage to Quartier des Jardins Botaniques and walked over 300 meters, reaching the Mason Café. The cafe occupied the ground floor of a beige 4-story building near the Botanical Garden. Green plants twined around the building's exterior. The ground floor shops were set back nearly a meter. Mason's Cafe boasted a dark green wall and large windows, sunlight streaming through the glass. Lumion, dressed in a dark suit and a wide-brimmed hat, entered the cafe. The first thing he noticed were the intricate plant sculptures on the wall. Interspersed with intonation sentences. Who holds supreme power in this country? The president or the parliament? You remember Klein as Gehrman also once asked someone if they know who deserves to die and fed the person of creeping hunger and turning the target into a marionette without anyone. I feel like I remember him asking someone if he thinks who deserves to die, but I don't remember what happened after that. Lumion couldn't help but smile when he saw the slogan on the wall. It reminded him of something Aurore had once said. In Trier, the cafe holds a unique status. It is the birthplace of riots, the sanctuary of conspiracies, and the wellspring of scandals. It was the first time Klein killed someone without anyone noticing. Marionettes? Don't remember that. Throughout Intesian history, innumerable riots had been sparked in cafes and countless literary works and political struggles had started within them. Unlike the neighboring Lone Kingdom, Intis had its own private clubs, but they were fairly exclusive or high-end with limited access. Be they former nobles, current members of parliament, high-ranking government officials, financiers, bankers, industrialists, renowned authors, newspaper editors, generals, or professors, everyone enjoyed frequenting different cafes to engage in spirited conversation, presenting a more approachable side to the public. After all, the Republic's political slogan and image were built upon freedom, equality, and fraternity. Naturally, the cafes frequented by various social strata were vastly different, distinguished by a location, price, and style. So when Lumion heard from Charlie that Laurent had used his mother, Mrs. Lacazan, to seek opportunities in upscale cafes, he wasn't surprised or puzzled. Many people did so. At the same time, banquets and saloons were all the rage in Trier. If any high society member didn't host a saloon at least once a month, everyone would assume something bad had befallen the family or that a financial crisis had jeopardized their future. Sid, how's it going, man? How's it going? Aurore, who clearly adored this metropolis, stayed away partly because of artists like authors, poets, and painters and sculptors seemed like tamed butterflies fluttering about the salons of various politicians, financiers, and officials. It appeared that only by gaining their approval could the value of their work be realized. The amalgamation of saloons and cafes supplanted most club functions. Sid, are you not in the Discord? In this of all time? Really? Did Black Clover end? The author got fucked up. What happened? The amalgamation of saloons and cafes supplanted most club functions. In this system, taverns, beer houses, dance halls, and cafes shared similarities, but the latter held far greater significance, leaning more to the upper class. Upon seeing a customer enter, a female attendant greeted him with a smile. "You have a favorite seat, or are you meeting a friend?" Lumion nodded. "Cabin D." The female attendant led him over to a secluded corner. Beside a window, he could see a lush, tree-filled botanical garden. Did he get the same treatment as Bleach? Aww. Hey, Bleach got its revival. Okay, it got what it deserved through Thousand Year Blood Wars. The anime, obviously, not the fucking manga arc. Got the live now message. Oh, I see. What can I get you to drink? The female attendant asked. Lumion opened up a wine list, taking a momentary look. Fermo coffee, Highlander coffee, Ream espresso, a whole bunch of other shit that I'm not fucking reading. Considering he had a psychologist appointment later, neither alcohol nor coffee seemed fitting. Lumion thought for a moment and said, ambergris lemonade. 4 licks, the attendant smiled. You need cake, bread, or other food? No, not for now. I'll decide when my friend comes. I can't remember the Bleach story. Alright, bye viewer. Appreciate you popping by, buddy. Issue was never Thousand Year Blood War, but the ending. No, even Thousand Year Blood War was kind of rushed. There was a lot that got skipped in the manga that was finally able to be shown in the anime. But yes, you are right. The ending was. The lunch crowd had cleared out by 2:30, leaving more than an hour before tea time. I don't know. I switch between unknown and viewer. I don't know. Like everyone else calls red, but I call him devil. I don't know. Like I don't know. No, Akami, it's so much better, dude. There's so much stuff that was added that he got to add here that got skipped in the manga. It was so good. It is so good. Soon the attendant returned with a tray, placing a glass filled with a colorless liquid and a few lemons on the table. Lumion eyed the empty seat across from him, picked up the cup and took a sip. A sweet, elegant fragrance filled his nostrils, and the refreshing sour taste invigorated him. As the minutes passed, Lumion noticed the wall clock nearing 3:30. He couldn't help but glance at the entrance. Green plants adorned the area, but no customers arrived. Yeah, 127. We're on cafe. Let's make. Wait, hold on. No, I think I saw what's happening. No, stop. That did not just happen. No. I thought Audrey was coming. Hold on. As Lumion looked away in disappointment, a soft female voice sounded from the booth behind him. I'm already here. Good afternoon, Mr. Lumion Lee. Lumion assumed the woman didn't want to have a face-to-face conversation, so he didn't turn around. He lowered his voice and asked politely, Good afternoon. How should I address you? Can you hear my voice? No problem, a soft female voice replied. You can call me Susie. That's so much better than Audrey being here. That's so much better. Audrey's like, this bitch ain't worth my fucking time. Bro, the dog can handle it. Susie, go fetch the newspaper, and also, on the way back, go talk to this fellow named Lumion. It will require but a moment of your time. That's so good, what do you mean? Hello, Madam Susie. For some reason, Lumion felt relatively calm facing the psychologist. A familiar unease washed over him a second later, though. What's wrong? Susie asked, seated behind him. Lumion pondered for a moment and didn't conceal his feelings. I'm a little uneasy. It's an odd yet familiar sensation. Yes, I must have experienced something similar when I met an information broker yesterday. Sorry, I'm used to reading your thoughts. That may be causing you discomfort, Susie spoke, rapidly, apologetically. Your body is infused with intense corruption and is in a delicate balance. The slightest disturbance triggers a reaction. In other words, you're highly sensitive to hidden and invisible influences, surpassing beyonders of the same sequence or even higher. Is that so? Lumion wasn't angry. In his view, a psychologist needed to read thoughts for an effective treatment. What, were they going to rely on words alone? Was Anthony Reed also reading my thoughts back then? I'm referring to the information broker. I know, Susie said. Where did Anthony Reed come from? What did he do before becoming an information broker? He had he had a West Midseashire coast accent, a retired soldier, Lumion recounted. Susie said, if he's truly from the West Midseashire coast, it's indeed possible he's a beyonder of the Spectator pathway. The Spectator pathway. Lumion had read about it in Aurora's notebook, but he had only noted that its corresponding sequence 9 was called Spectator, possessing remarkable observational skills and being able to decipher the true thoughts of people from their subtle expressions. So a sequence above the Spectator is called Psychologist. As this thought passed through Lumion's mind, Susie corrected him. It's Psychiatrist. That sounds more reassuring, Lumion smiled. What sequence is Anthony Reed? Lumion asked. According to your description, he is at least a sequence 8, Susie concluded. If he really is a psychiatrist, that's interesting. He didn't even treat the after effects of his battlefield trauma, Lumion smirked. That's not unusual. When a psychiatrist suffers a trauma, it's difficult for them to recover alone. They often need the help of another psychiatrist, and treating a psychiatrist far riskier than normal. One misstep can cause the infection in the patient's mental illness. As the conversation shifted and the atmosphere lightened, Lumion gradually relaxed, no longer feeling uneasy or anxious. He took the initiative to say, "Shall we begin?" Talking is part of the treatment, Susie smiled. Or Susie's gentle voice hinted at a smile. I would have just left it at smiled, and I was like, wait, no, that implies that he saw Susie smiling, and I think we'd have a problem. Realizing that the first stage of the treatment was simply conversation, Lumion eased even further. He eased back against the booth partition and asked, I know it was a dream, but there are so many details I can't understand. Since it's my dream, how can I know the various abilities of 3 official investigators? Why am I so familiar with the unique abilities of the Padre, the Shepherd, and company? Susie's tone was warm as she replied, the 3 official investigators were forcibly drawn into your dream, as if their subconscious came close to yours in a semi-open state. They would actively participate in the dream. What? I mean, I would assume she's a sequence 5. I don't think Susie becomes demigod level. That kind of, I feel like we start getting into crazy shenaniganery at this point. But I would assume a sequence 5, and that'd probably be her top out range. I'd assume. Demi-dog. They would actively participate in the dream, revealing all sorts of information they know. Even if they can only think about it, your subconscious can sense it. Their responses are a collective creation of my subconscious and theirs, adhering to unspoken rules, Lumion thought. Susie then continued, You must have some suspicions about why you know the abilities of the evil god followers, right? But you're just unwilling to confront them? Based on the information Madame Magician has provided, Lumion's eyeballs twitched. Most of Guillaume Benet and Pierre Barry's abilities stem from the evil god sequence contractee, so it is impossible to predict their abilities beforehand. It depends on which creature they have signed a contract with. By the way, animals don't get human forms after reaching sequence 4? Yeah, I don't know. Why would you assume they did? My laptop is so ass, I can't even load YouTube, let alone a stream on multiple tabs. Oh, that sucks. Susie gently analyzed. In other words, we can rule out the possibility that your subconscious obtained corresponding knowledge from the seal's corruption. Without a knowledge base, you couldn't imagine those abilities out of nothing. They're not imaginary. Clearly, at some point before Cordoue was destroyed, you saw Guillaume Benet, Pierre, and the others use their abilities. Moreover, you were neither harmed nor buried, and traumatized. Otherwise, it would have manifested in the dreams. From the dream's analysis, what truly left a scar on you was Pauline and the company's action. How do you think you witnessed those evil god followers using their powers? Susie asked. Lumion's face twitched slightly. Amidst the excruciating pain, he saw images from the depths of his memories. The third floor of the administrator's castle, the walls adorned with pale translucent faces. But the fighters were no longer Ryan, Leigh, and Valentine. It was instead Guillaume Benet, Pierre Barry, and Sybil Barry. What the fuck? Help this. A demoness potion? I would assume they would just still be a cat. The same way that I assume if a cat drinks the hunter potion, or not the hunter, but like sequence 4 of the hunter potion, they don't become a guy. Blood-red flowers bloomed on the pitch-black vines hanging from the ceiling. Remember when Audrey asked Klein that if a cat drinks such potion, would it be attracted to cats or humans? Oh, true, yes. Okay, I do remember that. Did we actually ever get an answer to that? Blood-red flowers bloomed on the pitch-black vines hanging from the ceiling, sealing off the third floor of the castle. Guillaume Benet, Pierre Barry, and Sybil Barry fought off the midwife and her accomplices. A series of fragmented scenes flashed through Lumion's mind. A tower filled with bird-clawed infants and the invisible Guillaume Benet touching the midwife's shoulder. With the help of the shepherd Pierre Barry, the midwife exploded as if a bomb had been planted inside of her. Though Sybil Barry hadn't been killed by the Lady Maid, she was reborn in the other woman's body and took control of it. Floating in the air, Louis Lund gave birth to a child in the room. Unfazed, Louis teamed up with the administrator to subdue the shepherd. In the wilderness leading deeper in the mountains, the Padre was surrounded by countless undead. Lumine's face contorted in pain. He felt like a sharp weapon was piercing his soul. However, the scenes faded bit by bit. How was it? Did you find anything? Susie asked. I remember the battle between the Padre and Madame Polly. The scene was chaotic and fragmented. Sometimes I feel like I'm watching in person, and other times it feels like I'm watching from afar. It left him puzzled about his position and role in these events. At times, he either seemed to be part of the two groups embroiled in the conflict, other times, he appeared to be a mere bystander, unconnected. Susie asked, leading him on, besides that, is there anything else you don't understand in your memory? I don't think I saw Madame Polly. He only appeared when the Padre was surrounded by a horde of undead. The Padre and his allies seemed drained after fighting with Louis Lund, Kathy, Boest, and the midwife, and Madame Polly's subordinates. If Polly had joined, I don't think they could have won. So why would Polly give up willingly and leave Cordu without stopping the ritual? Not willingly, but sent away, Susie corrected. The ritual in your dreams to send the spring elf away should be considered about the same as sending Polly away. The spring elf, symbolizing a bountiful harvest at the end of a harsh winter and the budding of a new life. Very similar to the abilities displayed by Polly's group. That's even stranger, Lumine smiled. Susie gently asked, if you don't want to recall, don't. Recovering your memories isn't something that can be achieved in one session. It will take time. There's no need to rush. After he calmed down, Susie said you can sleep and see if you can find more answers in your dreams. At first, the psychiatrist's voice was gentle in Lumine's ears, but became more and more ethereal, as if it had receded and entered another world. Lumine's eyelids grew heavier and heavier until he finally closed them. Lumine's eyes snapped open to the familiar ceiling above. He bolted upright, taking in the reclining chair and the wooden table by the window. This was his bedroom, in Cordu. After a few seconds, Lumine stared before leaping out of bed and sprinting from the room. He flung open Aurora's bedroom and found the desk littered with manuscripts, papers, fountain pens, ink bottles, and other items, just as he remembered them. His gaze shifted to the vacant bed before retracting, closed the door, and moved to another room. No figure waited him there either. Lumine dashed downstairs, through the village, arriving at the entrance of the cathedral. Not a single villager crossed his path. Gazing up at the onion-like dome, Lumine strode into the castle, or into the cathedral. The altar had been altered, adorned with tulips, lilacs, and other flowers. Black thorn symbol etched into it, with liquid flowing on the surface. But still, no one was there. Lumine searched the Padre's room before heading to the basement. The pile of bones and sheepskin lay around, but the altar remained untouched. Which pathway do I dislike? Which one would I not want? The reader pathway? I'm only saying that because Dr. Z. Which pathway would I not want? Secret Suppliant. That shit sounds cancerous. Fuck that. He examined it, but felt no burning sensation in his chest. Realizing this was his dream, the power representing the past, present, and future seemed to have vanished. Having gained nothing, Lumine stood by the underground altar, deep in thought. He then dashed up the stairs out the side door to the cemetery. Guided by his memories, he located the tomb where the owl had flown in previously. Crouching down, he pushed open the stone slab, sealing the entrance, and without hesitation descended. But no owl was present, nor was there another Lumian. Only with the faint light seeping in from the outside, illuminating the faint scene. YouTube still hasn't loaded? In a daze, Lumian turned his attention to the black coffin. I would say Criminal is way worse. Wrong. Criminal is goated. You get to be a literal devil? You get a devil trigger like you're playing fucking Devil May Cry 5? You're wrong, buddy. Lumin turned his attention to the black coffin. The lid had already slid to the side. Hesitating for a moment, Lumin recalled what Aurora had once said, nearly losing control in his dream when she spied on the dead warlock. 2 or 3 seconds later, his expressionless steps carried him forward, approaching the coffin. A corpse appeared in his eyes, with golden hair cascading down, and eyes tightly shut. It was Aurora. Aurora lay in the coffin of the dead warlock. Just a dream, it doesn't mean anything. Because didn't we say that there was no such fucking thing in the first place? Like there was no the legend of the warlock that didn't even exist when they asked about it? Lumin's pupils dilated, his face contorting with horror. The scene before him fractured. Lumin snapped his eyes open. "What did you see?" Susie asked. "I saw Aurora lying in the coffin of the dead warlock. How could that?" "It's more symbolic," Susie assured. "Consider this. There's no real warlock legend, and in the dream, the story you subconsciously created transformed yours and Aurora's home into the warlock's former residence. Aurora knows nothing about this or the legend. Her loss of control was because she wanted to see the warlock's corpse in the coffin clearly. So the warlock who died in the legend represents Aurora. What about the owl?" These questions flooded Lumin's mind, each sharp like a blade tearing at his mind. This is true. I didn't even think of that. Like, Aurora just never knew about that warlock legend because it never existed. But of course, she was there like, what the fuck are you Of course, she's dead, but his idea of her wouldn't know it because it doesn't exist. Or sorry, his idea of her. You may need to recover more memories before you can analyze it, Susie said. Moreover, sometimes multiple layers of symbolism exist in a mixed state. That's enough for today. Your subconscious is resisting. Continuing may backfire. Would you like the second treatment in 2 weeks or a month? Lumin didn't hesitate. 2 weeks. Susie paused. Lastly, I must remind you that you have a strong tendency for self-destruction. I understand why this happened, and I don't want to eliminate it unless you're willing to let me erase all of the memories at the root of the problem. Every treatment will only alleviate it, not eradicate. I just wish to remind you that Aurora loves living life. She has many unfulfilled wishes. She wishes to see you attend university, travel to Trier as an ordinary person. She wishes to find clues about her home. She wishes to resolve her issues with her parents, to savor all of Trier's delicacies, every concert, and experience every art exhibition. She's only one step away from complete death. If she's conscious, I don't think she would give up. She's like someone who has fallen into the abyss, clinging to the edge of the cliff with one hand. Even if you give up, no one will pull her up again. Lumin's expression shifted. He didn't show any defined emotions. It seemed like he had forgotten how to cry or smile. Many times, suppressing pain and despair isn't helpful. Humans need to vent and relieve stress. Okay, that's it for today. We'll meet again for the second treatment, same time in 2 weeks. Lumin closed his eyes. Thank you, Madame Susie. Susie didn't reply, as if she had already left. Lumin waited for 10 seconds. He then exhaled and opened his eyes. He glanced outside the Mason Cafe and saw a golden retriever with a small brown bag vanishing around the corner. A female figure appeared to be beside the dog. Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, come in, we can see it, buddy. Aw, that's so sweet. Audrey was there too. I assume it's Audrey. Lumina lingered for another 10 minutes before finishing the remaining Lemonade, stepping out of the cafe and making his way to the public carriage stop. Kami saying like his caps lock is stuck on is reminding me of this meme. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Oh, this shit was so funny. A green double-decker carriage pulled up, inviting passengers to board. Lumion paid the copays and found a window seat. Read all about it, read all about it. Only 11 copay each, a child said. Self-destruct, live self-destruct. Lumion's mind replayed the psychiatrist's words. He felt like a walking corpse. Novel Weekly. He read the newspaper's title. That's right, it's Sunday. Lumion snapped back to reality and handed the child 2 5-copay coins and one 1-copay copper coin, opened the window and grabbed a newspaper. He began to read. Obituary. Our eternal friend, the renowned best-selling author Aurora Lee, seems to have passed away in an accident in April. Lumion's gaze froze. His hands trembling. Abruptly, he lowered his head, raised the newspaper, and shielded his face from it. A wet mark materialized on the newspaper's surface in the afternoon sun. More and more wet marks emerged, merging in one splatter. Oh, just a little baby. Nightwalker, how's it going, man? Long time no see. I was volume adding stream. Oh, nice. Yep. Not long time. Yep. That was like, okay, that was like 2 weeks ago. Fuck you. It was a long time. I don't know if it feels like 2. Rue Anarchy, Auberge the Code Door, room 207. Lumion tossed the newspaper on the bed onto the table and slumped on his bed. After a few moments, he collapsed onto the mattress, exhaustion coursing through his veins. He reset his body and mental state each day, but never his mind. Too tired to bother undressing, he kicked off his shoes and closed his eyes. Lumion slept deeply, dreamlessly. Lumion turned his head to gaze out the window, tinged with a golden red hue. He whispered, "Could it be that I've slept for a day and a night?" That was impossible. He always woke up at 6 a.m. Though the obituary had helped vent the sorrow in his heart, Lumion felt despondent. He knew that grief wouldn't simply vanish. Pain would inevitably resurface. He had to maintain a stable mental state, to face his emotions without spiraling. As for extreme, mad, and self-destructive tendencies, he had accepted those were inevitable. That's like literally just me to a T. As for extreme, mad, and self-destructive tendencies, he had accepted those were inevitable. Yeah, that's me. That's just me. I have to undergo psychological treatment regularly, or I'll lose my mind before I complete my revenge and find a way to revive Aurora. Picked up the wrinkled newspaper again and studied the obituary. He then noticed an issue. This paper was from last week. The paperboy had sold him an outdated newspaper. No, that's impossible. For a paperboy to keep a newspaper copy that can't be sold? He recalled something the psychiatrist had mentioned many times. Suppressing pain and despair isn't helpful. Humans need to find a way to vent and relieve stress. Suddenly, Lumion understood this was a part of the treatment. Madame Susie had, Madame Susie is so funny to me, had first identified my unstable mental state and strong self-destructive tendencies. She would then use the hope of reviving Aurora as initial counsel. Finally, while I wallowed in my pain, she arranged for the paperboy to deliver a week-old obituary, shattering my defenses with cold, hard facts. Realizing this, he was grateful to encounter such a highly skilled and professional psychiatrist. Without her, escaping his mental quagmire would be nearly impossible. Lumion's gaze drifted, noticing a few bedbugs. I legitimately thought for a moment that he had just slept for a week straight. I thought he literally just, he got home, he was like, I'm so sad, Aurora's dead, and then just passed out for a week. His keen sense of smell told him that the sulfur in the neighboring room had been lit to repel the bedbugs. Lumion chuckled at the thought of him and his neighbor inadvertently attacking each other by driving the bedbugs to each other's room. On the second floor of the motel, nestled in an alley behind a Rue Anarchy, a washroom connected room 201 and 204. Opposite room 204 was another washroom, with rooms 205 and 208 on the other side. Why do I give a shit? Knock knock, Lumion rapped his knuckles at the on room 206 door. Who is it? A voice came. I'm from room 207, next door. I want to get to know my neighbor. Moments later, the door opened, revealing a lanky young man, barely 1.7 meters tall. The man wore a faded linen shirt and black suspenders, oversized black frame glasses perched on his nose, and his unkempt, ungreasy brown hair looked as if it hadn't been washed for days. Nice, good work, Kami. What can I do for you? The man inquired. Flashing a smile, Lumion extended his right hand. I'll be staying here for a while, so I figured I should get to know my neighbors. What are your thoughts? Dangerous thoughts, okay. I'll do my best, Dr. Z. I'll do my best. Mostly I'm kidding. 70-30, probably. So, all good. We're good. CL. Lumion glanced into room 206. Why are you burning sulfur now? It's already evening time to head out for food. Oh, no, wait, sorry. The young man hesitated before reaching out and shaking Lumion's hand. Gabriel, and yours? CL, Lumion said. Why are you burning sulfur now? It's already evening time to head for food. I'm a playwright, and I'm planning to write all night. An author? A playwright, actually. I specialize in writing plays. Sounds impressive, Lumion praised. I admire people who can write stories. My idol is an author. This line of work isn't as glamorous as it seems, Gabriel said, flattered by the praise. I poured my heart into my last script, which I think rivals the classics, but no one dares give it a try. So I take on requests from tabloids, churning out trite stories to pay the rent and avoid starving. Right now I'm rushing to finish one of those manuscripts. The editors just want steamy scenes with female characters that their readers want. I've read many authors, Lumion said. I've read many authors' biographies and interviews. Many experience hardship, living in cheap hotels or cramped attics. I believe you'll find someone who appreciates your work and who will help you become a renowned playwright. Gabriel removed his glasses and rubbed his face. You're only the second person to encourage me. Everyone else mocks me, accusing me of being out of touch with reality. If it weren't for the wait, someone get transparent in here. I feel like she's gonna relate to this heavily. Gabriel removed his glasses and rubbed his face. If it weren't for the fact that you share a profession similar to Aurora's, I would have mocked you too, Lumion thought. And my mockery would be worse than theirs. Dude, he's such a piece of shit. Who was the first person to encourage you? Miss Seraphine, room 309. She's a figure model, and I haven't seen her for a few days. She might have actually moved out. The same model Brewer and his wife mentioned. How about a drink at the bar? Lumin asked. Another time. I have to submit my manuscript tomorrow. Okay, Lumin said, returning to his room. Peering out the window, Lumin resolved to find a restaurant and indulge in Trier's culinary delights. Just then, a female voice echoed from upstairs. You bastard! You pig! Your mother spawned you with a devil, I say! Bug, how's it going, man? We were actually, all of that was actually the summoning ritual to get Bug to actually pop in stream. Fun fact. Finally back to streaming, hell yeah. Good night, Zaza. Have a good night, buddy. If you're so fond of women, why not go to your mother? This time, Lumin pinpointed the voice to the third floor. Miss Ethan's? He recalled Charlie's description. This meant that Margot had arrived, likely. In the Intas Republic, there were two types of prostitutes. The registered ones in places like Rue de la Muriel and Rue de Breda, and the unregistered, illegal ones. Oedipus complex. The latter, who paid neither taxes nor could do their business without the authorities stepping in, outnumbered the former by 10 or even 20 to 1. After some contemplation, Lumin donned his dark suit and positioned himself between room 202 and 203. A staircase led to the next floor. He retrieved the cheap cologne he had purchased, intending to pour it on the wooden steps for Margot and his henchmen to tread upon. Ensuring that when the ghost's next attack would strike, Lumin was desperate to find his prey and complete the fate exchange. A brief moment. He abandoned the idea of pouring the cologne, opting for a more discreet approach. Lumin loosened the lid and feigned a clumsy slip of the hand, failing to grip the thick glass bottle securely. With a clang, the cologne bottle hit the bottom step, and some liquid seeped out. Lumin crouched, feigning frustration, picked up the bottle and screwed it back on. He smeared the cologne with his palm, rubbing it against his body, so as to not waste it. Soon, most of the liquid had evaporated, and the night breeze pouring into the balcony swept most of it away. Only then did Lumin go back to his room. After more than 10 minutes, footsteps sounded from above. By now, the cologne had significantly dissipated. A thin man led 4 others down the stairs. With closely cropped yellow hair, single-lidded blue eye. What the fuck is single-lidded blue eyes? A prominent nose bridge, thin lips, and faint scar on his face, the man suspected to be Margot wore a red shirt and dark leather vest. A bulge on his left waist hinted at a hidden weapon. Suddenly, the man frowned and deftly leapt over the 2 steps in a section of the second floor tainted with a cologne. The male mugs trailed him, failing to detect anything suspicious, and trampled over the remaining traces. Lumin's heart pounded. Is Margot acutely sensitive to smells? With a strong aversion to being contaminated by odor? The plot thickens. Maybe another hunter. Maybe another provoker. Khaled, how's it going, man? How you doing? Since we only have 3 more chapters to go, let's just play a quick chess game. See, Kami, you could have done all the, kind of forgot. I don't know. Lumin's a sequence 8. We're in Trier. We met Susie. That was cool. is good. Now his cook. I do mean, wait, done reading? Yeah, no, Dr. Z, we're gonna do 3 more. We're gonna do 3 more chapters. Just taking a quick chest break, you know? Little chest break. Never hurt anyone. Try saying. Gotta play The Witcher before the next. Who the fuck knows when Witcher 4 is coming? In 80 years. Ooh, God. If I go here. We decided to take this. Play this? Play what? Now I'm just chilling. 27/7 turned out to be one of my favorite games. Dude, Cyberpunk was a great game. It just... its state at release was just so dog shit that it like just turned off so many people. Which is fair, because it was bad. It was. That's the truth. Oh, got him. Oh, I got him so bad. Got him so bad. Play Ezio's family? I think we should be. But I don't know what happens as soon as I get to the end game. Like my brain kind of shuts off, which is kind of stupid. All the talent left, which is why they're going to Unreal. What are you guys talking about? Exactly, yeah. Like, it's a fucking great game now, but like, no one wants to play it now. Play Roblox, steal a brain rot. True. You know what? Every Roblox you play, one less Roblox a child can. What did you get out of that, buddy? Oh, true. The rat, I don't understand. One less spot where the Roblox CEO can... Excuse me? What? What is this? Is this some lore I'm not aware of? Okay, he can go back here, he can go back here, he can go back... He can go... He can go here... Go here. If he goes here... Doesn't do anything to me. I'm fine with it. I don't trust CDPR. No, I mean, again, CDPR has, in my mind, they have like a great reputation. Like, really, I don't know what they've fucked up, you know? Like, they've done great, so I give them the benefit of the doubt, for sure. They deserve it. Good work. Alright, let's go. Quick little chest break. It's over. Now we go back to easy work. Got like 7 extra elo. 2 days without stream, then he plays game, then he thinks it... Bro, Kami, come on. It was a 5-minute chess game. Come on, buddy. Lumina recognized Margot's actions all too well. Okay. Alright. I don't... That... Then he suspected Aurora... wait, he would have done the same. He then remembered Aurora mentioning that Beyonders of the same pathway were relatively common in the Hunter pathway were relatively common in Intes. Lumin suspected that Margot may be a Beyonder of the Hunter pathway as well. Okay, sounds good, Kami. A mob boss wouldn't have had a high sequence unless necessary. If Margot truly was a Hunter pathway Beyonder, he couldn't surpass sequence 7. Furthermore, the likelihood of him being a pyromaniac was slim. Leia and Valentine, only at Sequence 7, already considered to be elite investigators. Would they be inferior to a high-ranking thug who patrols the territory, abducts women, and bullies prostitutes? Unlikely. Although it seemed improbable that Margot had reached or even exceeded Sequence 7, Lumion dared not be careless. What if his sequence title was something like Scoundrel? What if the poisoned spur mob was more complex than it appeared, merely an extension of a secret organization? The odds were slim, but lacking information and the relevant knowledge, Lumion must be vigilant. On the second floor corridor, the man suspected to be Margot, clad in a red shirt and black vest, with his hands in his pocket, turned to his subordinates. Frowning slightly, he seemed puzzled and mildly displeased. He glanced at the ground and sniffed. The cologne wasn't confined to the stairwell, it brazenly led to room 207. Moreover, the bottom step bore fresh marks of being struck with a light, small object. In an instant, the man presumed to be Margot reconstructed the scene in his mind. The tenant of room 207 may have visited the washroom or a neighbor. On the way back, they wanted to apply cologne but dropped the bottle. Then they spread the cologne on their body, leaving only faint traces. Consistent with the mindset of tenants of this shitty motel. Imagine Sequence 7 Scoundrel? That's not even that far. I mean, from Pyromaniac, yes, but like, what is the Sequence 7? Is it Cryptologist or whatever? Or Sequence 7 of the Marauder Pathway? The Cryptologist? The man thought to be Margot dismissed his suspicion and instructed his subordinates, remember to change your shoes when you return to the street, or to the brothel. Yes, boss, the trio replied. Sally de Gristmill, I don't know, from room 207, Lumion overheard their conversation and grew increasingly certain that the man suspected to be a Hunter Pathway Beyonder was Margot. After chatting with Charlie that morning, he strolled into La Marche de Quartier Gentlemen's district, conversing with vendors and bar patrons, learning that Sally de Gristmill at 3 Rue de Anarchy was one of the Poison Spur mob's strongholds. Only when Margot and his crew reached the bottom did Lumion don his white brim hat and leisurely exit his room. 7 or 8 minutes later, he arrived at Sally de Gristmill. The faint odor of cheap cologne confirmed that Margot and his subordinates had returned. This lacked the grand statue and inscription of Sally de Balbrise. It merely occupied a section of the street and featured a golden-hued lobby. Gas lamps encased in glass covers and black crossed bars on 4 stone pillars illuminating the entrance hall. At that moment, the dance hall buzzed with activity. Lumion heard singing, laughter, and the strumming of instruments. The layout resembled Sally de Balbrise, with a dance floor in the center surrounding a small round table and chairs. Well, if it isn't money. The guy who missed the last fucking 5 streams shows up an hour and a half late to this one and wants to sass me. Yeah, no. You, okay? No, I'm not taking this sass. No, hey man, how's it going? Long time no see. Nothing, just fucking straight into this. Okay, whatever. God. Man. What is this? How's it going? Merry Christmas. It's almost the New Year's. Any plans? No, nothing, eh? Come on. What are we doing here? I thought we were building like a nice little community, and this motherfucker shows up, guns ablazing, crazy. The consulting physician has an... Oh, wait. Where the fuck am I? God. Clad in a provocative short white top, her bra's row of bows were clearly visible. A black mole adorned her lips, and her brownish yellow hair was swept in a bun. She occasionally kicked his right leg. The consulting physician has an alluring air. He'll be preparing by pushing up his sleeves with care. It'll take me back to my initial romance, but this fine medic, he stands apart with just a glance. He locates the small sweet spot with finesse and speed, discerning, my love, his touch is skilled indeed. Amidst the suggestive and captivating performance, Lumion approached the bar counter and asked, "What's there to eat?" The bartender smiled. How about ruined meatloaf, or would you prefer standard fare like sausage, bread, and smoked meats? Lumion nodded. 2 servings of of the meatloaf. The chest break was clutch for catching up. You think it? See, and Kami was saying I shouldn't have done it. You know what, Kami? What about now? Oh, Dr. Z, go to live chat. Money doesn't show up in top chat for some fucking reason. I have been sitting in live chat since I started stream because I didn't want to miss his messages, and this motherfucker is sassing me from the first message. Crazy. God, the nerve. And a glass of apple punch. It can counteract the richness of the meatloaf, the bartender sensed. Sure, Lumion said. With nearly 200 Vrildor remaining, Lumion didn't need to be very frugal. In any case, scrimping wasn't enough to cover the outstanding payments for information he owed the information broker. 3 licks for each meatloaf and 12 licks for the apple punch, the bartender said. Lumion nodded, pulled out a Vrildor silver coin, and tossed it over. After pocketing the 5 kopay bronze coins and change, he waited. By then, the female singer had finished her performance. Customers flocked to the dance floor, swaying with rhythm. Okay, wasn't it like 12 hours money? What are we talking about? It's fine. It's fine. A man grinned at his companion and said, I love this atmosphere. I wonder who invented this kind of gyrating dance. It's far more appealing than the old quadrille. Can you imagine? I'd often have a partner in my hand and often wait ages for my turn to dance. The quadrille, or square dancing, involved 4 men and women forming a square and dancing to a violinist's performance before circling each other. Another man chuckled and said, I prefer the can-can. The can-can, popular in Quartier de la Princesse Rouge, featured high kicks and landing splits as signature moves. Of course, it was a technically demanding dance. A skilled dancer needed to kick their legs as high as their nose or close to their ears. Lumion sipped his apple punch, refreshed by the sweetness, faint tartness, and the smoothness of the alcohol. He then bit into the meatloaf, unable to resist the blend of the unfermented dough sweetness and mincemeat flavors. After devouring a whole meatloaf, he sipped the apple punch to cleanse his palate. Post-dinner, Lumion clutched his drink, listening to the girls singing. Each time, Lumion would steal a glance at the stairs, momentarily monitoring Margot and his subordinates' movements. It was midnight when Margot exited the brothel. Aware that the other party may be a hunter, Lumion didn't follow immediately. He was prepared to lose them since the gang's leather shoes, once soaked in cheap cologne, had been changed. Relying on his sense of smell to track from a distance was no longer an option. Are you the girl in this scenario, bro? What is happening? Still, he harbored some hope. He noticed that some dance hall customers were too engrossed and frenzied, occasionally spilling alcohol on the floor. Swaying in the rhythm, Lumion observed from the corner of his eye that Margot had constantly avoided stepping in the damp floor, further solidifying his belief that Margot was a hunter pathway. As for the Margot's subordinates, despite their attempts to dodge the areas, with their limited observational skills, it ended up with their shoes getting wet. For those frequenting bars and dance halls, it was unavoidable. Margot had grown numb to it. After nearly a minute, Lumion rose from the bar counter and stepped out. Well, okay, I didn't say it like that. You said it like that. I'm just pointing out what you said. With a few pedestrians on the street and the occasional drunkard, casting feeble, ruined gas lamps cast feeble light onto the floor. The 4 gas lamps on the dance hall's entrance allowed Lumion to spot numerous that had long since faded, wet footprints. The three sets of footprints appeared in close proximity and consistently with each other. Lumion discovered a faint, difficult-to-notice set of footprints without any wet stains leading the way. Lumion chuckled. Hanging out with fools and vermin will only bring you harm. Night fight. Ooh. So we're doing a reverse jumping, a 3v1 reverse jump. Crazy. Tonight, CL joins the hunt. Under the crimson moon's glow, a gas street lamp illuminated the area from a distance. Before long, the wet spots dried up entirely, ceasing to provide clues. However, Lumion had memorized the size, soul, patterns, and gait, ensuring he wouldn't confuse them with the others. I've been okay, money. You know, I had a stomach bug like 2 days ago. So that was my whole fucking 26th wasted. I was supposed to come home on I was supposed to come home on Christmas Day and stream, but then I ended up staying an extra night. And then I was coming home on the 26th, and I had a stomach bug, and I just literally spent 24 hours in bed. Like I was fucking paralyzed. And then I started feeling okay yesterday, so I came home yesterday. Stream. Hey. Keep it up. So good, just, you know. I know. Yeah, listen, you're never betrayed by your friends. Okay? You're never betrayed by your enemies, okay? You're always betrayed by your friends. I thought Bug was your friend. Just betrayed me. Bitch. Occasionally, due to the environment or Margot's caution, the footprints would vanish, but Lumion remained undeterred. He composed himself, searching left, right, forward, and over considerable distance for new traces. Eventually, he found the footprints he sought. Thus, Lumion tracked them to Rue de Rosignol in the Market District. Margot and his subordinates' footprints led inside. Upon careful examination, Lumion confirmed that the three thugs had eventually left and walked in different directions. Oh, okay. It's a one-on-one. Okay, so that's good. The positives, at least you're good. Yeah, the good thing was it only lasted for about a day, Dr. Z. Because I got up at 9 or 10 a.m. and I was like, feel good. And then I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'm just feeling bad. Let me go get breakfast or whatever. So I go get breakfast, get coffee, come back, and then like I'm like, hey, really good. So I go lay down, and then just not a good time after that. But then by the time I woke up, I kept taking like naps and stuff. But by the time I woke up at like 8 p.m., I woke up and I was like, okay, whatever's in my system is cleared out now. It's gone. He surveyed the pitch-black corridor. He doesn't need his subordinates' protection. He's confident in his own strength. Lumion grew more and more certain that his target was a Beyonder. He surveyed the pitch-black corridor, considering how a hunter may handle the corresponding traces before returning to their actual residence. After some contemplation, Lumion formulated a preliminary plan. He averted his gaze and walked to the next street. Before long, he encountered a drunk. As the man reached a malfunctioning gas street lamp and began to vomit, Lumion lowered his hat and approached. I want to buy your shirt for $1.50. The drunk's initial reaction was to question whether he was so intoxicated that he was hallucinating. He wore a grey-blue tweed shirt he'd purchased from a cheap store for only $1, and now someone wanted to buy it for a 1.5 $. Is this guy crazy or am I crazy? The drunkard strained to look up at his counterpart, but the dim light revealed only a shadowy figure. The next moment, 2 gold coins appeared in his hand. Instinctively, the drunk weighed the coins and felt the patterns. What do you want it? If you're unwilling, I'll find someone else. Lumion feigned, taking back the coins. Without questioning, the man grumbled, took off his coat, and emptied his pockets. With session with Demon, dude, I have no fucking idea. I gotta figure out. I don't know. Like, I need to figure out a time to do my fucking D&D session. I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't done one yet. It's crazy. Uh, but now obviously with the work and shit, like I don't know when it's gonna happen. Yeah, Kami, just let me know whenever. Like, as Lumion departed with the clothes, the drunk looked up and waved his hand. Lunatic. Lunatic who gives money. By the time Lumion returned to the apartment block, he changed into a dark blue cap, a grey-blue tweed coat, faded pants, and a pair of worn, dirty leather shoes. I dropped out of D&D? Oh. How come? In addition to items he would use later, he had spent a total of 12 Vril d'Or. Lumion glanced at the target and found himself bewildered. Why do I have to target a Beyonder? His 3 subordinates were hardly innocent. They were clearly weak. I could deal with them so easily. The fate of being attacked by the Mossuary ghost wouldn't discriminate. Why am I so fixated on hunting the Margot? I wasn't like this before. When necessary, I could be ruthless, but I could also keep things simple. As these thoughts raced through his mind, Lumion's lips curled into a smile. He realized he had instinctively chosen the more dangerous prey, because it appeared more challenging. Yeah, you're a hunter, bro. The better hunt is the more challenging one, of course. I blame Goth, but I digress. I don't think it's Goth's fault. Lumion gazed at his left chest, concealed beneath his clothes, suspecting this change result from the corruption within his body. Plus, I also know this next week of work is gonna be so fucking agonizingly busy. Because people are so fucking annoying. Like, there's a lot of shit that for investments needs to get done before the end of the year. And these fucking idiots will wait until 2 weeks before it's due at the end of the year and go, guys, what's taking so long? It was supposed to be, it needs to be done before the end of the year. Hey, asshat, did you realize you had 365 days to do this and you decided to do it in the last 2 weeks? Yeah, I'm sorry, kid. Yeah, it's taking some time. Right off. Oh my god. Like, no, you don't understand. If this doesn't get done before the end of the year, my tax bill. I'm like, wow. Did you just not know about that? Or did you just delay it until the last possible moment? And my fucking, just the worst thing. Someone will go, like, you know, this is why I like gave it some time. Like, I don't want to push it right up until the end. And like, that's why I did it a little early. And you go, when did you do it? And he goes, December 20th. That's not pushing it to the end. That's like not doing it last minute. Are you out of your fucking mind? Oh my god, like the sheer amount of insults I want to hurl at a person when they say some dumb shit like that to me is like Lumion gazed at his left chest and chuckled. From the looks of it, I'm a little crazy. He didn't plan on changing his target. It was as if he could already smell the stench of blood, both a blessing and a curse. With a low cap, Lumion carried a pile of items and circled to the rear of the target's apartment. He arranged the fatty meat, flammable sofa stuffing, and the other items against the wall. Next, Lumion struck a match and tossed it into the pile. The sparks spread across the most combustible materials, growing quickly and consuming everything around them. Oh, Witcher 3 music, the goat. Next, Lumion struck a match and tossed... No, as the dense smoke enveloped the area, Lumion shouted, "Fire! Fire!" He then raced back to the front of the apartment and retreated to the shadows. His plan was simple. Since he didn't know which room Margot was in or what traps he had, he'd force Margot to reveal himself. If he was a pyromaniac, he'd sense the flames and smoke below couldn't cause a real inferno. His reaction would differ greatly, allowing Lumion to determine his sequence. And with the smoke rising, flickering in Lumion's cries, the apartment tenants and those from the neighboring buildings rushed to the stairs. As the fire wasn't large and the smoke hadn't penetrated the apartment, no one risked jumping out. Remaining silent, Lumion focused intently on the apartment entrance, while others replaced him to shout and search for the fire's origins. Moments later, a figure leapt from the second-floor window, landing with ease. Margot. Margot hadn't taken the stairs like the others. He had jumped out a window. Upon landing, he glanced back at the apartment, realizing the fire wasn't serious at all. There had been no need for him to jump out, making him appear panicked and foolish. In that moment, Margot spotted a figure with a peaked hat and a grayish-blue shirt emerge from the corner. The figure, his head lowered, pointed at Margot. "This guy's an idiot! Look at this guy!" His eyes tinted with red as he lunged at the man mocking him. He was fast, but the figure was even faster. He had already turned and darted into the alley. All Margot wanted was to teach this man a lesson. The pair raced into the dark, deserted alley. The figure sprinted to a barricade and vaulted over it. Upon landing, the figure stopped and turned around. The moment he landed, he saw the figure stop and turn around. Under the crimson moonlight, Margot saw the face beneath the dark blue cap, revealing only his nostrils, eyes, and ears, as it was swathed in a layer of white bandages. The figure's left hand was similarly wrapped, gripping a sinister-looking dirk. Margot's pupils dilated, and his heart skipped a beat. He realized he had fallen prey to a provocation. Suppressing his unease, Margot drew his black revolver. He aimed at Lumion and activated provocation. With that knife? Idiot, this is the age of a gun. With that, Margot pulled the trigger, sending a bullet straight to Lumion's face. Lumion suddenly arched backwards as if forming a bridge. He then snapped horizontally, dodging Margot's second bullet. Lumion straightened out like a coiled spring and hurled fallen Mercury at Margot as if it was a flying dagger. Anticipating that his enemy had a provocation-like ability and possibly poisoned weapon, Margot dared not confront it head-on. He twisted his body, allowing the dirk to sail past him. He evaded the attack, and Margot saw Lumion pounce on him like a tiger. Only then did he notice that Lumion's ears were stuffed with thick wads of paper, rendering him almost immune to Margot's provocation. The best understanding of a hunter always came from another hunter. Truer words. This revelation infuriated Margot yet again, as if he had been silently provoked by his enemy's prowess. Lumion clenched his right fist and struck Margot's temples. Margot blocked it with his left fist. Simultaneously raised his right arm and aimed the revolver at Lumion's head. In that instant, Lumion leaned forward as if to headbutt Margot's chest and gripped his right wrist with his left hand. Meanwhile, his left leg swung up with incredible flexibility. Not at the back of his head, but at the fallen lodged in the crack in the barricade Mercury beside him. The sinister dirk soared in the air, propelled by Lumion's kick, and flew straight to Margot. Did Lumion do a matrix? Oh, he actually did. Hold on. Yeah, bending all the way back. True. Oh. Crash. Margot barely managed to dodge the dirk hurtling towards him, but in doing so, he failed to move his revolver in sync with Lumion's rapid motion. The bullet struck the opposite wall, sending stone fragments flying everywhere. The fallen Mercury zipped past Margot again and landed not far away on the ground. In the blink of an eye, Lumion nearly plastered to his opponent. He neither slammed nor slashed with both hands, or braced or blocked with his elbows. His feet delivered low kicks or stomps, and his knees jerked forward or bounced around. The thug felt as if he had were caught in a relentless storm in the opponent's blows. This fucking translation, compared to Lord of the Mysteries, is so dogshit. Like, my brain is like working extra time to like read ahead so that I can try to pick sentences instead of having to do it in the moment. Moreover, Lumion stayed close, enclosing the close-quarter combats to prevent him from retreating and using the gun. For Margot, such a fighting style was both foreign and dangerous. Margot's elbow smashed into the wall, causing the house to shudder. Margot's right wrist was twisted, and the revolver slipped from his grasp, falling to the ground. Lumion unleashed a barrage of hands, elbows, knees, and feet, forcing the enemy to retreat. Towards the end, Margot could only block instinctively, his thought patterns unable to keep up with Lumion. However, he sensed that he had already deciphered the patterns of the enemy's attacks and anticipated the sequence that would follow. He could defend against it using muscle memory alone. Instinctively, Margot raised his right foot to block the enemy's oncoming low kick, but was met with nothing. Lumine's left foot extended diagonally, defying the limits of human flexibility. He hooked the pewter black dirk that lay beside him, and he had attacked Margot to force him to draw close to fallen Mercury. Margot found himself pinned by Lumine while balancing precociously with one foot. He had little recourse but to retract his right foot and twist his body. Fallen Mercury grazed his thigh and tore at his milky white pants, leaving a shallow trail of blood. Lumine went on the offensive once more with the close quarters combat taught to him by Aurora, overwhelming Margot. Luckily, the wound was superficial and he only bled slightly. Margot's back collided with the wall. Throughout the entire encounter, he hadn't even had a chance to speak, and the other party still had his ears plugged. Margot's blood boiled, but it only served to fuel his determination. He planned to trade his injuries for an advantage and escape, but at that moment he raised his arms and met nothing. He watched in confusion and shock as the strange man with the white bandages on his face voluntarily retreated and created distance. Then the mysterious man turned away and sprinted. As he ran, he flicked the pewter dirk with his toes and snatched it up with his left hand. Wonder how I would do as a dancer? If you're talking as a sequence, great. If you're talking as a profession, really dog shit. That's the only correct answer. Momentarily, Margot was about to give chase when footsteps echoed from the alley. Hearing the gunshots, the two patrolling police officers had rushed over with the black semi-automatic revolvers and alerted by the nearby residents who had come down due to the fire. What happened? Where's your poison spur mob up to again? The policeman asked. I was attacked, officers. You were too late. Although he said this, he was secretly relieved that the police hadn't arrived later and scared the mysterious man away, or he, alone, may have been hunted down. After all, the man was likely Sequence 8. Moreover, his combat techniques were clearly superior to Margot's. The policeman's face darkened, then followed me back to give a statement. We'll help you find your assailant. Also, is that your gun? Rely on you to find him? That's the funniest thing I've heard all year. The gun belongs to the assailant. Take it. With that, he briefly examined his wound to ensure he wasn't poisoned. He then sauntered out of the alley ahead of the officers. The officer who spoke first wore an ugly expression. He tried to draw his gun, but his partner held him down. As he returned to his street, Margot's face hardened. His first instinct was to hurry home and rely on the traps he had set to guard against a second wave of attack. But a second later, Margot dismissed the idea. He decided to go to the house of the Poison Spur mob boss, Black Scorpion, and inform him of the attack and stay there for tonight. This was the safest place. Margot bandaged the wound on his right leg and sprinted from his home to Avenue de Marche, making his way to the Suhit steam locomotive, finally arriving at Unit 126. Before long, he encountered Roger, the Black Scorpion. The middle-aged man sat firmly, dressed in aqua blue silk pajamas. Roger regarded Margot with a blank expression. You were attacked? Yes. Margot recounted the events that had happened. Roger's blue eyes darkened as if connected to a bottomless abyss or an eternal burning hell. After a moment he nodded. There are no signs of you being cursed, but you must be careful. Your blood is on that knife. As Roger spoke, he approached Margot. I'll help you eliminate any hidden dangers first. Margot breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you, boss. He followed Roger out of the study and into the basement. Upon flipping a switch and illuminating a gas lamp, Roger pointed at the statue in the center and said, open it and crawl inside. The statue depicted a woman with gentle facial features, the folds of her dress rendered vividly and lifelike. Margot strode to the statue, pulled open the concealed door, and climbed in. As the hidden door closed, an eerie silence filled the basement. Black Scorpion Roger gazed at the statue and intoned in a word in ancient Hermes, "New life." Ghostly, an indistinct black flame erupted from the statue's surface, flowing like water and burning silently. Roger then said, "You may come out." This ritual was a method for eliminating hidden dangers of a curse. By entering the female statue's abdomen and re-emerging, it symbolized a rebirth. Need you get what happened? I mean, just that, no? Coupled with the corresponding Beyonder powers, it could sever any connection with the item that had fallen into the enemy's hands. The mob? Wonder what the statue is? Well, since it says like rebirth, I'm going to assume it's something like the Earth Mother or something? Margot nodded and hastened out of the basement. Wait, no. Wait for me in the study. I'll search for clues about the assailant, Roger instructed. Margot nodded and hastened out of the basement to the study. He pulled out a chair and settled in. As time ticked by, Margot felt his body becoming heavy, as if submerged in icy water. His breathing grew labored, and Margot's pupils dilated. He fought with all his strength, as if restrained by invisible ropes, but he could barely move. Margot finally collapsed to the floor, but the strange sensation persisted. His face turned purple, and his mouth hung open. His thoughts grew increasingly murky. Why? With this question in mind, Margot succumbed to the darkness. At the basement door, Roger emerged, his potent anti-divination abilities. The matter isn't simple. As Roger contemplated as he returned to the study, in the next moment his gaze froze. He discovered Margot on the ground, his face purple, and his lower body soaked, no longer breathing. After the Poison Spur mob leader conducted a ritual to eliminate any lingering dangers of a curse, he mysteriously perished in the safest location, right before Roger the Black Scorpion. Can swap back music? Oh, thank you. Got him. Got him, baby. Room 207. Lumion now sat in fresh clothes. Fallen Mercury informed him through its vibrations that the exchange had been completed. This meant Margot would be assaulted by the ghost. Instantaneously, completing a fate exchange after stabbing someone took time anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes, depending on the desired fate, the individual's strength, and their subconscious resistance. If Lumion was the target and he opened his mind, it could be achieved quickly, within seconds or even less than 20. Gazing at the pewter black dirk in his hand, Lumion smiled. "When I have time, I'll teach you Morse code, or every time we communicate, I have to constantly narrow down options based on your feedback." Fallen Mercury quivered, as if stunned. How does he know Morse code? Morse code has persisted? Lumion triumphantly, after a successful hunt, was in high spirits. You wonder why you should learn, even as a blade? Ambition is curious. The same goes for being a blade. You want to remain like this forever? Then he inquired, what fate did you exchange this time? Lumion extended his spiritual sense to the black pewter dirk. With Fallen Mercury's assistance, he gradually deciphered the destiny droplet stored within the weapon. It represented Margot's fate of receiving stacks of cash from his underlings. "You have a knack for this," Lumion smiled. He had merely informed it beforehand that he needed money. After commending Fallen Mercury, Lumion grew pensive. How will this fate manifest after the exchange? Yo, that's so goated. Lumion's just gonna wake up and there's gonna be like a line of people outside just handing him fat stacks of cash. Like, "Yes, sir, we finally got it." Like, damn, son. Listen, he might have been mean to like the women around here and stuff, but damn, can't argue with this bread, you know. Oof. All right, good work. Fate will bring him money. Forward. Alright. Roblox stream when? Tomorrow. Tomorrow for sure. Roblox for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna every Roblox you play is a Roblox a child can't, okay? Remember that. That's what I say. I don't. Lumion does, bug. What the fuck? I am of course kidding. I'm not playing a fucking Roblox. Fuck that noise. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great rest of your day or nights. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Let's draw Roblox before you guys get on this. What? I'm not playing fucking Roblox? What do you think this is? Alright, bye guys.